Good. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. Ready for this. I gotta go here. Share it out live. We will see what we going to get into it. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Oh, God. Dang. Check. Check. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. I just had to turn it up on my little. I got a little vocab on here. I had to just turn it up on my little. I got a little vocab on here. I had to just turn it up. All right, let's get into it. I'm finna share. I'm live real quick. And let's get into it. Josh Allen, MVP. Perfect. Josh Allen has won the NFL MVP award. I'm smiling, laughing because I tried to tell people if y'all want to come here and drop questions, I'm gonna do Q&A. I put clips. I'm gonna put in clips. So while those are playing, I'm gonna read any questions coming. Come on, get my answer. I would love for somebody that possibly disagrees with my take because that's what makes sports debate what it is. Disagreement. Everybody can agree. Josh Allen is the NFL MVP. I told people Josh Allen was going to win the MVP. Lamar was never going to win the MVP. Okay, it was always between Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley. Saquon not breaking the record messed up his chances. I said at that moment when he came out of the press conference and said, I'm not going to play in the lag game. I said, there's your MVP chances. There was a lot riding on that game. He could have broke the record, could have won MVP. Now, had he broken the record, I don't see how you don't give him the award. But he did not break the record. I just want to make sure he ain't break the record. So therefore, it goes to Josh Allen. But like I said, and I'm gonna put because everybody's talking about Dan Orlovsky and Aikman, but don't nobody want to mention Ocho and what he said and why he changed because he was Lamar the whole time. He ended up switching his vote to Allen, and I'm gonna play all those clips. I said it. The reason, and here's people. Well, how come Allen is not all pro? How come Lamar is all pro but not MVP? Y'all, he had to walk away with something. He didn't get offensive player. All of them had to walk away with something. I'm telling y'all gonna learn these things. They're businesses. It's entertainment. He said he rhymed with Lamar. Well, Josh Allen beat Lamar 2 times in the playoffs. I'm going with the guy who has proven to win playoff games. But Lamar won All Pro because he is the best player. I said a couple lives ago when I talked about Lamar, he's going to have the wild run plays. He has that rushing component to his game that other quarterbacks do not have. Jaden Daniels has that. That's why there was the comparison. Jaden Daniels, Lamar. Jaden said, I'm going to be me. That's why Lamar's always going to have that wow factor. So he's always going to have the flashy, shiny plays. We all know that plays a role in these votes. But Lamar, had this been the Heisman, Lamar would have won. The NFL's name is the MVP, most valuable player. That's two different things. The Heisman, the award says it goes to the best college player. Had that been MVP, a MVP type award, Ashton Genty would have won. And I'm ready. I'm gonna put the clip. I'm gonna put the clip in here with for Ocho when he was talking about it, because I heard him and I said he's saying the exact same things I have said all season. I have said all season, from the moment before the season, nobody had Josh Allen and the Bills where they are. Nobody had them at this point. I didn't even pick them to win the AFC East, and I love Josh Allen. I'm not a Bills fan, but I like Josh Allen. I like the Bills. I more so want to see him finally get over the hump, make it to the Super Bowl. I didn't even pick them to win the AFC East. How many All Pros Lamar got over there on the Ravens on offense alone? How many Josh Allen got? So you tell me who's more valuable? When I say most valuable to their team, that is Josh Allen or Saquon Barkley. That is not Lamar Jackson. As I stated, there was a point in time where Derrick Henry was seen as the MVP. How can you give Lamar MVP over guys like Josh Allen or Saquon when there was his running back was also a candidate for MVP? What other player on the Bills was in any conversation to win anything? Out. Again, the MVP, this is not Heisman, college, best player. That's not what this is. That's why Lamar won the All Pro. And then everybody keeps saying stats. Everybody keeps talking about stats. Okay, if it's about stats, if it's a stats award, like Dan O said, let's just let the computers pick. Every award, let's just let the computers pick is based on stats. If it's about stats, Lamar would have won the 2023 MVP. I said then when he won that one, he shouldn't have won that one. If it's about stats, because that's the argument people are saying this season for Lamar. Oh, he got better stats than Josh Allen. Okay, if it's just about stats, why didn't Josh Allen win it in 2023? He had better stats than Lamar that season. Why didn't Dak win it? He had better stats than Lamar that season. Why didn't those guys win in 2023 if it's about stats? It's not about stats. MVP is most valuable player. Again, I'm saying I said it in 2023. I didn't think Lamar was the MVP that year. Stuff like this, you can't just look at stats, because when you look at stats, and I'm gonna put the clip of Dan No, he broke that thing down. Everybody want to talk about Dan No said, "Oh, I'm only picking Lamar. I mean Josh because he ain't want." No, the man gave a whole breakdown as to why he said the stats. When you look at stats, it's just gonna show passing yards, touchdowns, intercept. That's it. But you have to go deeper. You have to really break these things down to truly see who's more valuable to their team. And when he get these numbers, it's going to be mind-boggling to just how much more valuable Josh was to his team than Lamar was to his, outside of just passing yards and touchdowns. If it was about stats, Joe Burrow would have won MVP. It's not just about stats. It's not who's the best player. Y'all, why we think quarterbacks always win the award? Why do quarterbacks always win the award? Because they're seen as the more valuable player to their team. Maybe we should redo the award, probably change it up a little bit, amend it if this is how it's going to be. But put one that's for the best player, a best quarterback. That might be what we have to do. But that's why quarterbacks always tend to win this award, because it's who's the most valuable to their team. It's not the best player. It's two different things. Heisman and MVP is two different things. That's why I think people are getting this construed. Now, if it was college, it would be Lamar. He got a Heisman. But, I want to show y'all this. I want to show y'all the pictures of the voting, kind of who voted where. And I want to show y'all. Let me go back. I learned we go back. It will. There you go. And I want to show y'all this because people were talking about Ocho and no, people were talking about Dano, Aikman, pretty much who voted where, who voted for who. The left is who voted for Lamar, the right is who voted for Josh Allen. And I want to show y'all this because then I'm gonna put the clip of Ocho talking about why he switched, Dano talking about why he voted for Lamar. So turns out when I saw Ocho in there, I was shocked because, like I said, this whole time he's been Lamar, 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 Lamar. I'm really ready for y'all to listen to his breakdown as to why he switched. But some people want to hang their sword on Brady voted for Lamar, Brewski, Tony Dungy. You go over here. I see Adidas. She do stuff with the Jags. You got Chris Sims, Dano, Emmanuel Acho, Silver, Pete Prisco. So those guys is at the GOAT voted for. I would say that's what everybody hanging their hat on, the fact that Tom Brady voted for Lamar. But so that's kind of a picture of who voted for who. Okay. I want to show y'all this so y'all can hear. Let me pull Acho first. Hear Acho's breakdown as to why he voted for Lamar. I meant voted for Josh Allen. All right, let me go back. Because when I go back, like 2 minutes, but it's 2 minutes worth your while.
Voted Lamar Jackson, first team All-Pro, but I voted Josh Allen as the MVP, first place. Lamar Jackson, second place.
He's one of the
difference in 1 point. I am one of the ones that switched. It's simple. I emailed the head of the AP who dictates voting, and he reminded us of the first thing he reminded us. He said, "Hey, Ocho, comeback player of the year. You shouldn't be coming back from being sorry. You're coming back from an injury." Remember last year, Joe Flacco won comeback player of the year instead of like Damar Hamlin. So he was like, just clarifying, make sure you know what you're voting for. So he said, hey, come player of the year. You're not coming back from being sorry. You're coming back from being hurt. Clarity. Hence why I believe it was Joe Burrow who won it. Then I said, hey, MVP, what does it go to? Because the Heisman in college, it's the most outstanding player in college football. All-Pro, Shady McCoy, it is the person who had the best all-around season. MVP, it is for the most valuable. Unfortunately, I read books. Unfortunately, I know how to use Google. Unfortunately, I know what the word value means. Now, the dilemma is, what's value mean to you? It can be subjective. Yeah. So when I said All-Pro is for who had the best season, now you go, oh, Lamar Jackson. MVP is who had the most valuable season. To me, Josh Allen had the most valuable season because of what Josh Allen did, who he did it with, and who he did it against. The reason I am so confident in my vote, because I went back and I watched the tape. During the weekends, I just sat there and I just watched the tape. Now, the tape will show you a lot of things. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson did outplay Josh Allen when they saw each other. But the tape also suggests, oh, Derrick Henry had an 87-yard touchdown run within the first 5 plays. Thus, the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills defense adjusted, and Lamar Jackson, he got active. Lamar made 3 wow plays to me during that game. Josh Allen made 2 wow plays to me.
So that's pretty much that. Ocho explaining himself why he switched from one player to the next. And when I heard him say it, I said, that's literally what I have been saying this whole season. That's why Lamar was never MVP. He was never MVP for me. Never. It was always Josh or Saquon. I feel more sorry for Saquon. I feel more sorry that Saquon got snubbed than I do Lamar Jackson. And I felt bad because, like I stated, when we talking about these awards, we do belittle one guy to prop one guy up. And we got to find, as people that talking school, we got to find ways to not do that. We got to find ways to celebrate both. Because I love both players. I love both Josh Allen and Lamar. But I had to be a judge. I even said it. dang, for Lamar to have been the first player to throw for 4,000, this is the first to throw for 4 and rush for something. He was the first player in history. He broke Michael Vick rushing yards. I'm like, dang, for him to break records like that, and he ain't would go away with nothing. He ain't get MVP or Offensive Player of the Year. If y'all look at how it was broken down, who the three I said should have won some? Allen, Lamar, Saquon. Saquon got one Offensive Player of the Year. Lamar got All Pro. Josh Allen got MVP. When y'all learn this stuff is entertainment, is the business, y'all will really understand where we coming from. All three walked away with something. I knew when Lamar got All Pro that Josh Allen was going to win MVP. I knew that because I knew Saquon was going to get Offensive Player of the Year. Probably could have went to Jamar Chase. He had the triple crown. But this season, it was just so many. It could have went to Joe Burrow, led the league in passing yards, touchdowns. It was so many people this season. That's why I said this year is going to be. I'm interested to see how they do this voting this year because this was a hard year. Nah, Burrow not for MVP, but Offensive Player of the Year. That's what I'm saying. Like anybody can get that if you had a great year, but. That's what I'm saying. Yep, politics of the NFL. That's what I'm saying. Once people learn that this is a business, you will understand why the voting went the way that it went. But let me see. Then we're going to finish off. I want to show Dan O dissecting his pick because people are saying Dan Orlovsky just said he voted for Adam because Josh ain't won it. Lamar got two. No, that is Dan O really broke down his pick. So let me go back. Don't show that. Go back.
That is, if we're just going to go off stats, then remove the vote. Just have the computers tell us who is the MVP. MVP is you're trying to subjectively evaluate value and how valuable a person is. Okay, point number one, and this is why, in my opinion, MVP would be Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills this year, with Josh Allen as their starting quarterback, averaged 3 points per drive. That's top 5 historically in the history of the NFL. Okay? You don't do that as an offense without a 1,000-yard receiver or 1,000-yard running back. The Bills have neither. So to have a historically performing offense without a 1,000-yard back or 1,000-yard receiver tells me that the quarterback's performance is absolutely off the charts. That's number one. Number two, the Bills have 2 Pro Bowls. The Ravens have 9. The value of the quarterback to go and win the 2 seed when you obviously have a lesser roster has to be part of that equation. Number 3, he beat both 1 seeds in each conference, Kansas City and Detroit. Number 4, when these graphs get put up and these charts and we put these things and it only says passing yards and touchdowns and interceptions. Lamar's had an amazing season. He's got more turnovers than Josh Allen. So that right there, that's misleading. And that's why numbers can make them say whatever you want to say. Lamar has more turnovers than Josh. He has more negative plays than Josh. Josh is the first quarterback in the history of the league to have over 40 touchdowns accounted for, yet under 8 turnovers and less than 20 sacks. The amount of production that he has, yet the little amount of negative plays that he has, which would be sacks, fumbles, and interceptions thrown, no one's done it in the history of this league. With a roster that doesn't have Derrick Henry and it doesn't have Zay Flowers, that's why it's Josh Allen, in my opinion.
So that was Dano truly breaking down his pick. Instead, he did not just say, "Oh, I'm picking Josh Allen because he didn't." No, the man went on a whole breakdown as to why he picked it. But here, let me see. That's pretty much the MVP talk. I had to come on here and dissect that a little bit more because I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying Josh Allen was the DEI MVP. The man was not a DEI MVP. Come on. Like I said, any one of them would have been deserving. Like I wouldn't have been mad, but we all know who the two that I felt like really should have won the award, and that's Allen and Saquon. Allen walked away with it. Said how Lamar has more turnovers than Josh. I saw 4 picks. I think turnovers that equate fumbles, all that. So he probably had more fumbles than Josh Allen. But let's get into this Hall of Fame. Now, I'm a Hall of Fame enthusiast. That is not me by any stretch of the imagination. Imagineering. Kylan Thomas is not a Hall of Fame enthusiast. I don't break this down. I don't dissect the NFL Hall of Fame. However, I am a Jaguar fan. I'm going to do my due diligence as a Jaguar fan and kind of explain to Jaguar fans why Fred Taylor did not get into the Hall of Fame this season. Now y'all might not like me after this, but it's just straight facts. Now I'm not saying Fred Taylor won't ever get in, but this year, after looking at the finalists, uh who on this list was he beating out? He wasn't beating out. He wasn't beating out Antonio Gates. I don't think he would beat out Torrey Holt. A lot of people think Luke Kuechly should have been in. I don't think he's beating out Eli. It would be hard pressed to beat out Steve Smith, Terrell Suggs, Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne. There wasn't. But who was he gonna beat out? Now the talk is only 4 of them got in: Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and then Sterling Sharp. Sterling was the senior pick. So really only 3 guys out of this list got in. The problem is that from studying people that actually do the Hall of Fame, I do my due diligence. When it's something I don't know too much about, I go and research and find the information. They're saying that they're cutting down on the amount of guys they allow into the Hall of Fame because players and such has stated it seems like it's becoming too easy. They're just throwing so many guys in, so they've made it harder. He said, "Yep, that was." I don't think he's gonna get it next year either because I'm gonna show the 2026 finalists. So a lot of this Fred's second year of being a finalist, he ain't beat none of these guys out. So let me show y'all the 2026 finalists. Jaguars fans, we might as well go ahead and prep ourselves for him not to get in next year either. Because these are the finalists for 2026. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald. He might not even beat out Jason Witten. It might be hard for him to beat out Phillip Rivers, Marcus Pouncey. Julian Edelman might got a case over Fred. Like, you could, Geno Atkins. So whoever don't make it out of their list, couple them with the finalists from this year, I don't know when Fred Taylor gonna get in the Hall of Fame. I felt like from looking at it and researching, this was the year. A lot of people thought this was the year. But see, here's the thing. This is what I say. A lot of Jaguars fans thought this was the year. Now, it could be market. He played for the Jaguars. Like my dad told me, he was known as Fragile Fred. Can it just be a market issue? Boselli got in. Boselli just got into the Hall of Fame. Now, he waited, but he just got in. So somebody from a small market can get into the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I saw the final list of all 2025 finalists. I said he wasn't gonna get in this year. I don't know what made he wasn't gonna get in. If anybody else had got in, it probably would have been Wayne. Vinatieri missed out. Like that said, Breeze will get in and Eli numbers better. And see, that makes me think that people think, yep. And that's been the talk. It's Eli Hall of Fame. So for them to not even put Eli in with this class, I don't know when Fred Taylor gonna get in. Look, even Thomas Davis on here, linebacker. He played for the Panthers. And I remember Thomas Davis. Yeah, he bought with the Panthers. It's going to be hard for him to get in for the next couple years, probably, because there's some guys on this finalist that's going to be waiting. If they continue to vote how they voted this year and stop letting so many people get in on one swoop, it might be a couple more years for Fred Taylor to get into the Hall of Fame. But I'm glad, I'm happy that Sterling got in. And I saw a Jaguars fan share Sterling stats with Jimmy Smith stats. And I'm like, see, y'all mess up y'all own argument when doing stuff like that because Sterling did that in his amount of seasons. Jimmy did that in like 11 seasons. So you messed up your argument right there. Fred only had one Pro Bowl when it was more relevant in 11. So I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know who the Eric Allen guy is that made the corner. I don't even know who he is. But to each his own. Now again, I'm not a Hall of Fame enthusiast. So I'm not gonna know guys from back in the 80s, 90s. Like I know some 90s, but when it comes to the Hall of Fame, certain names I'm not gonna know them. So I didn't watch them play. So people that watched Eric Allen play cornerback, they might have said, yeah, he's a Hall of Fame. That's not what I'm seeing on social, but it is what it is. To each his own. Yeah, that's what I said. See, this is where me and my dad can because he know that old school. I don't really know more the old school guys like that. Jared Allen, the defensive end that got in. I can't come on here and say why they ain't getting in. I mean, why they're in over. Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne. I know of Marshall Faulk. I know of them, but I can't tell you about no Jared Allen. But I just want to come on here and put this as well. This clip of Shannon Sharpe finally welcoming his brother Sterling into the Hall of Fame. I know Shannon was crying. I know Shannon was balling. When he said Fred had a tough era with Thomason, Edridge James. And see, here's the thing. Fred is amongst the top, what is the top 20 in rushing yards in the NFL? And they say every guy who's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up until his standard. Where's Fred? Fred Taylor, he got 11,695 rushing yards. Okay, Fred Taylor is 17th all time in NFL rushing yards. So they say guys 1 through 16 are all in the Hall, except one. So that's Jaguars fans talk as to why Fred should be. Because if 1 through 16 got in, why? How come 17 is not in? But yeah, that's what people are saying. So it's hard. But I looked at the list of 2025 finalists, the list of 2026 finalists. I just don't see that's going to be hard pressed for him to get in within the next couple of years. I'll come on here and show y'all this little clip of Shannon Sharpe finally welcoming Sterling into the Hall of Fame. Shannon said when this happened, he was gonna cry. And speaking of Shannon, we're gonna get into what they got going on over there in Nightcap. What they got going over the Nightcap, trying to set up MMA stages. Him and Ocho and Jane. I went and looked at it. I said, we're gonna get into Shannon Sharpe a little bit deeper after I play this for y'all.
Hey, babe.
What now?
Good to see
Oh,
you.
wait a minute. You wearing glasses now?
I am.
Oh,
I
you-
keep wearing my
Where
glasses.
is he? Oh, where's the bro?
He's in the basement. All right, babe.
My man, you down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I. What y'all got going on here?
Well,
To your house?
Pro Football Hall of Fame, class of 2025.
Myself, this is something oh, wow. Man, I need a seat and a drink. Let me grab oh, Sam, this is crazy.
Who you telling?
Really don't know what.
All those nights and that 1,000 square foot home, all those prayers that Granny and Libby and so many people prayed that we didn't even know God was listening to have this moment. And I've had some great moments in my professional life. This is the proudest moment in my life.
That's how I felt when you went in. You know,
Oh my God.
I felt like that when you went in. And you know I'm not a crier, but when you said that you were in and that weekend that we had in Canton, man, I was like, ain't nothing topping that.
This tops this, man. Because the difference is you had to do this uncharted. There was nobody to tell you what to do, how to do it. You see, you had the hardest job because Papa was the hardest on you because he knew I was watching you. And because you didn't have a guide, you didn't have Google, you didn't have MapQuest, you had to do it on your own. And you had to do it and be perfect because I was watching.
Shannon know he know how to talk. He know how to talk when he get that's I like the relationship. That was very heartwarming, inspirational. Like Shannon also from a small town in Georgia. I'm from a small town in Georgia. Like I got younger siblings looking up to me. It's like that's very inspirational for them to have an upbringing that they had and for them to be the first set of brothers to make it into the NFL Hall of Fame. Everybody thought it was gonna be the man. They're the first set of brothers to make it into the NFL Hall of Fame. We all know Mary Porter and them, Grandma and them, Grandpa and them, what Shannon say, my Papa. So we all know they're very proud of both of y'all. I'm so happy that Sterling finally got in. And again, I'm just glad as a native Georgian, as I'm just grateful. I'm happy when I saw Sterling walk across there. I said, "Oh, I know, Shannon is ecstatic." But speaking of Shannon, on a more fun, on a more lighter note, to finish us off, these two right here, these two right here. Now, if you look at the clip of them going at it, and I'm gonna put it on here, Ocho and James Harrison. Ocho was mad because people there it's like they on the panel insinuating that because James Harrison obviously look how he looked compared to size, like the size different. That's what I think. I think he was just in his feelings. Now again, I don't know dude talk, man talk, but from what I saw, Chad was just mad and because they not lying. I'm like, Chad, come on now. James Harrison, look at him. He was just a couple years ago, like 35, 40 years old, pushing the sled of like hundreds of pounds. Like, Chad, be for real. Get your pride out your way. But here is the backstory of this clip. Here's the backstory. Back in October, they agreed to do like an MMA type fight before the Super Bowl. This was back up. So this is the backstory to this. Now, Ocho played for the Bengals. James played for the Steelers. We all know that AFC North rivalry is never dead. So this is why this is where that clip, this is what they're talking about. This is the backstory of where that's coming from. So I'm gonna play y'all the clip so y'all can see how Chad was acting. And I'm trying to figure out, is he serious or is it just, no, Chad is really mad because he's like, y'all don't believe in me? No. I know they say it's about it ain't about the size of it's about the size of the heart. Something of that. Can't think of the saying for sure. But Jane Harrison got some dog too. So, but here's a clip of why of transpired on Nightcap.
No, you don't believe me, and you talking shit.
What you think?
Okay,
what the hell I look like believing in you and going against me?
You know,
got life all messed up. I don't care where you from. Ohio. That don't mean nothing.
You from where?
Akron, Ohio. I'm gonna beat the brakes off your ass.
You from Akron, right?
Yeah.
I'm from Liberty City.
Who?
Dade County.
I don't even know where that
Liberty City.
is.
I know.
Don't really
Oh,
don't
you
matter.
don't know.
It don't matter.
You gonna know when I lump your ass up, bitch.
That ain't
All right.
You get lump up.
All right.
But
All right.
run it. How did I get in there?
I'm done. You know, hold on. Matter of fact, I'm doing too much talking.
Yes, you are.
I'm doing too much talking.
You are.
Let's
Yes,
just
you are.
set the shit up, man.
We got to run it.
Set
When
the
you
shit
want it. Tomorrow?
No, it don't matter. Nigga, we can do it now. We can do it now in front of everybody. It don't make me none. It don't matter where I'm at.
Run it.
Nigga, run it. Nigga, what you say?
Hey,
Run it.
all I need you to do is
Run
win.
it.
All I need Hey,
All right.
we got 6 months. I take
All right.
everything up. We got 6 months.
All right.
No,
Thanks to the
I
joke,
don't
man.
trust him.
Huh?
You playing?
ain't-
I don't trust
If
him.
you see it, if
Hey,
you
that's
see
the-
this
no.
fight for the Grizzlies,
No.
you save the bell.
No.
What are you
Listen,
talking about?
I'm trying to tell you, he's that pit bull that if he's sit up, if you get close
He's
enough,
a
he gonna
what?
grab your
He's
ass.
a what?
You should have pulled you down, right?
He's a what?
I pulled you down.
He's a what? A pit bull?
I pulled you down for a reason.
Nigga's
Hey,
fat.
we got 6
You
months.
playing?
Nigga's fat.
You
I'm not playing.
Set it up.
He's
Set it
dead ass.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna set it up. Hey, we got this. We got this. Oh, we gonna make some.
Talking about he's serious. What you think I am?
Playing?
Nah, I ain't playing. Did I play with you on Sundays?
Yeah.
See, no, I'm with Bud on the right. Ocho playing. You can tell in it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is like he said, chat. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is he serious or you laughing? If you really like, I believe he thinks that. Like he's saying, I don't care how big he believe that, but he playing at the same time. Jane Harrison ain't playing. What he said, all you gotta do is swing first. Or Joy Porter. Oh, okay, yeah, his son plays for yeah. Okay. See, that's it. That set the stage. That explains this even more. Joy Porter also played for the Steelers. Chad was a wide receiver for the Bengals. So all this, that's what I'm trying to figure out if Chad was real deal serious, like mad that they don't believe in him, or is this just theatrics? Do they just need the views for nightcap? But you can tell James Harrison was serious in that clip. He said, all you got to do is swing first. That's what my parents told me. If they swing first, they hit first, we going at it. Now I said, if you want to run it. But you swing, I need you to swing first. If this ain't no sanctioned fight, swing first, then I can get on. Because you opened the door. But again, it go back to in October, they both agreed to do an MMA fight before the Super Bowl. That ain't happening before the Super Bowl in 2 days. So that ain't happening. But who y'all got in about if they really did this an MMA style fight? Are we going Chad or are we going James Harrison? Some people say Chad legitimately has a chance because he's smaller, the conditioning, his quickness. James Harrison is also an elite athlete. That's what makes guys like that so elite. The fact that they are that big and can still move and they're agile. So y'all, come on, be for real. We all know how this fight will go down. That's probably why it ain't even happened. Like is that like he said, Harrison grabbed, but exactly that's why Joy Porter told him. You saw how I just was able to pull you down. So what you think he gonna do to you? But thank y'all so much for tuning in. That is the end of this live. Coming on tomorrow night, gonna have a conversation with an Eagles fan. His name is Robert. Then Sunday, me and my dad supposed to be previewing the Super Bowl. We're gonna come on by 12. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Come on here tomorrow. Be ready to come on here Sunday for a quick Super Bowl preview. Make sure everything's done, or you try to have fun.